Episode 5. Win some, lose some. Win some, lose some.
I can't remember when you last had a free day, let alone a week. What are you looking for now? David, I hope you're not taking work away with you.
Just a few notes. I'm sure I left them out somewhere. Mrs. Hamilton won't have tidied them away, will she?
No. I think I might have. I'm not sure. They're not urgent, are they?
Margaret, I have started to look under cushions. Twice, which would suggest I need them, yes.
Oh dear, the forensic manner must be serious. I wonder if you'd be taking work with you if we were going to St Andrews.
I'm giving evidence at the High Court on the 15th. It makes no difference where we're going. I still need to prepare. It's not a huge amount, but it's got to be done. Where's Barbara?
She's in the kitchen having her breakfast, as far as I know. And by the time we're on our way, she'll be thinking about lunch. It's always the same.
Margaret, where did you put these things? It's 3 or 4 pages of lined paper. I'm sure I left them in here on the sideboard or the table.
I take it you've looked in the sideboard drawers.
Barbara, you haven't seen some papers I left lying around?
Lying around, Barbara, please note. He's practically turning the house upside down, and we were supposed to be leaving at 10 o'clock. Is that coffee?
It is indeed. I could hear the turmoil from the kitchen, so I thought I'd play ministering angel.
God bless you, Barbara. Your ministrations wouldn't happen to cover lost property, would they?
No, but have a seat, drink this, and let your mind go blank.
That's just what he needs. I'm trying to persuade him to take a proper break, and we daren't step outside the door without his papers.
What is it, anyway?
It's the Patello case in the High Court. It's been on the shelf for the past 2 years. All manner of delays, basically to do with Patello's fitness to plead. Anyway, they've run out of ideas, and it's being heard now. I've got to testify more or less as soon as we get back from the lakes. There's some complicated business about blood tests, and that's what these notes were about.
Well, you've looked at your study. They're not in your desk drawer.
Barbara, he's looked everywhere.
You don't put stuff inside books, do you? I'm forever doing that. For safekeeping, of course. Then I can't remember which book I put them in. Dad? Where are you going?
That's exactly what he'll have done. I bet his mother had to sew his gloves onto his coat sleeves.
Barbara, you're a genius. I put them inside the Lancet. There was an article on the precipitin test, something about lab procedures in Dresden. I'll take that with me as well.
This is instead of his golf clubs, you do realise. Well, don't think you'll be sitting indoors.
Margaret, I have packed my hiking boots and my waterproof cape and my pocket Wordsworth. What more can I do?
Well, the intentions are good, but you know what they say about them.
Anyway, you'll have a great time. All that peace and quiet.
I'll go stark raving mad, I know.
Oh, no. Barbara, would you get the door, please? If it's somebody selling clothes pegs, tell them we're immune to gypsy curses.
Mother.
You know, we're supposed to be in Keswick by tea time, and I'd like an hour or two to relax and get changed after the drive.
We'll manage fine, don't worry.
I suppose you better come in and speak to them yourself. Actually, well, they're just about to leave. They're going on a few days' holiday, so I don't know. Dad, this is Mrs. Hendry. She wonders if you could advise her. I've told her you're just about to leave, but...
Dr Wallace, I'm sorry to disturb you. I'd no idea. I won't keep you a minute, honestly. I'd just like some advice. It's about my husband.
Mrs. Henry, you know I'm not a general practitioner. I can recommend one if your husband's not on anybody's panel.
My husband's dead, Doctor. He died 6 weeks ago.
Oh, dear, I'm sorry to hear that.
Doctor, I won't keep you. But somebody told me that you were the person to see about, well, poisoning. That you know all about these things.
Poisoning, Mrs. Henry? I'm not sure I know what you mean. Your husband wasn't poisoned, was he? Wouldn't you be better speaking to the police?
No, it's his work. They say he wasn't poisoned, but I think he was. He must have been. There's no other explanation.
David, do you think this could maybe wait? Mrs. Hendry, I don't want to appear rude, but we're literally on our way out. My husband really needs this break. Look, can I get you a cup of tea or something?
Oh, no thanks, Mrs. Wallace. I don't want to keep you back. But if I could just say, He was fine up till about 6 months ago. Then they put him on another job. He worked for the railway, LMS, as a fireman. That got too heavy for him eventually, so they put him on track maintenance. And he was never right since. He would be sick 2 or 3 times a week. It was hardly worth putting his dinner out for him. And he was losing weight. Dr. Wallace, my husband was a well-built man, over 12 stone, and he just faded away.
Mrs. Henry, did he go to his own doctor? He'd be insured, I presume. Did he consult his own GP?
Oh, yes. Yes, he saw him all right. He just told him to cut down on the drink.
Cut down on the drink? Did he have a problem that way? I'm sorry, I've got to ask, Mrs. Henry, but did your husband drink much? Was he a heavy drinker?
John liked to drink now and again, yes. A pint or 2 in his way home. What man doesn't? It's a thirsty job firing the boiler. And he'd have a few on a Saturday night after the football, but he wasn't stupid, Dr. Wallace. He was an intelligent man. He just never had the chance. And what they're implying, that he drank himself to death, oh God, it makes me so angry. It was his job, I know it was, but they weren't even interested.
Barbara, go and get Mrs. Henry a cup of tea, please.
No, honestly, don't bother, I'm fine.
Mrs. Henry, what other symptoms did your husband have? Can you remember?
Well, he was losing weight, I think I said. And towards the end, his skin was yellow. Looked as if he had jaundice. Sort of watery-eyed as well, and his hair was falling out, and... Oh, I'm sorry. I don't like to remember him that way. Dr. Wallace, he wasn't a heavy drinker. It wasn't drink. I know it wasn't.
Barbara, your exams are over now, aren't they?
Yes.
Would you mind making some inquiries while we're away? Where was your husband based, Mrs. Henry?
Stirling Central mostly. Between there and Glasgow, Buchanan Street.
Would you do that, Barbara?
Yes, of course. What do you want me to do?
Mrs. Henry, I'm sorry to ask these things, but I'm sure you'll understand. Was your husband buried? He wasn't cremated?
No, he was buried.
Right. Well, we might need to...
Exhume his body. I know that. That's what I want, Dr. Wallace.
We'd need to have grounds, though.
Dad, is that what you want me to do? Check at the station, make inquiries about Mr. Henry's work?
Aye. Mrs. Henry, this is our daughter Barbara. She's a medical student.
She's going into her 4th year.
Oh, if she passes her exams.
Barbara will make some preliminary inquiries. You can rely on her, I assure you. She knows what she's doing.
Oh, some of the time.
Most of the time. Anyway, Barbara will do that, and we'll be back from holiday next week. I'll look into it myself then. Will that do?
Oh, Doctor, I don't know what to say. Oh, I've kept you back already, and I didn't mean to, honestly.
Mrs. Henry, don't apologise, please. We really will need to leave, though. But Barbara will make you that cup of tea.
Well,
Oh, yeah, of course I will. And I want to know as much as you can tell me, if you feel up to it.
oh yes, I'm certainly that.
Barbara! Hello?
Oh, I'm sorry I'm late.
That's all right.
The train was held up a while. I actually pondered getting a taxi down from Buchanan Street, but then I thought, no. If it had been the Regano, well...
No, I'll never live that down, will I? Honest to God, Barbara, the old man doles out my allowance quarterly. He should have been an accountant, not a surgeon. And it's the end of the quarter, you know.
A promise is a promise, Fraser. A gentleman's word is his bond. Didn't they teach you anything at that superior school of yours?
Well, it was Glasgow High, so I suppose they did. But I was probably out on the rugby pitch. I'm really sorry, but if it's not too big a letdown, I thought we could have a high tea or something. Maybe at Craig's, say?
Oh, yes. From fresh lobster to fish supper. Well, pardon me while I change out of my mink coat. Well, I'm not letting you off with Craig's, Fraser. It's Miss Cranston's or nothing. The Chinese room. Otherwise, I'll take out an advertisement in the bulletin. Ladies, don't believe a word this man says.
Miss Cranston's fine. You're sure you don't mind?
No, of course not. I'm just joking. What seats did you get at the Alhambra?
Oh, God. Barbara, I'd no idea it would be that popular. They were sold out, honestly. Now, I went there this afternoon and they'd absolutely nothing left.
Fraser! It's Fred Astaire! Oh, for goodness sake! They're only on for a week. And don't tell me I've missed it. I was really looking forward to that. Oh, Lady Be Good, that's ironic. More like Lady Be Disappointed.
I'm really sorry, honestly.
Oh, well, never mind. Well, tell me the good news.
Well, we beat Edinburgh Uni 18-6, and Hoyk beat Glasgow Accies.
Fraser.
I thought we could go to the New Savoy.
Oh, the pictures.
Well, we'll get in there easily.
Oh, I'll bet. What's on?
It's a great film, Beau Geste. It's supposed to be really exciting.
Beau Geste?
It's about the French Foreign Legion in the Sahara Desert.
Fraser, I know what it's about. Oh, right, lead on. No, Miss Cranston's is this way.
And the trainer says I might get a game next Saturday. Not bad, eh? That would be fantastic. 2 of the 3 quarters got injured today, so that could be my chance. I was on the point of saying, I hope it's nothing trivial, but I thought that might be in bad taste. Still, 2 of them in the same match. I mean, really.
Oh, yes. I suppose that only leaves 1.
1 what?
1 quarter? You said 2 of the 3 quarters got injured.
No. It's a position. Wing 3 quarters. They do most of the running and handling. It's not really my best position. I don't think I'm fast enough. But if he gives me a shot at it... Anyway, one of the injured chaps, George Simpson, Doddy, he scored a fantastic try, nipped out from behind the scrum on their 25, booted it ahead, right over one of their backs, and actually caught it, I'm not kidding you, and ran it over between the posts. Sweet as a nut. 10 minutes later, some 16-stone assassin fell on him and he got carried off. The trainer says Doddy will be out for the next 2 games at least. Still, it's an ill wind.
Now, how did I know you were going to say that?
You're still annoyed about the Regano.
Oh, no, I'm not. Oh, this is perfectly fine.
Well, it will be if they ever get round to serving us. My old man would have been on the pudding by now. Or the brandy, more like.
Well, don't snap your fingers, whatever you do.
Listen, you'll enjoy Beau Geste, honestly. I didn't realise you were that keen on... What was it? Lady Be Good? I mean, it's just dancing, isn't it?
Fraser, I don't think you even tried to get tickets.
I did, honestly. They're sold out.
Just dancing. It's Fred Astaire, Fraser. He only happens to be the greatest dancer in the world.
I thought that was some Russian bloke.
I'm talking about tap, not ballet. Oh, I suppose if he'd been a 3/4, we'd have front seats in the circle.
Oh, dear. I've made a bad start, eh?
No. You are paying your debt to society, remember? And this isn't a start of anything, so you needn't worry. Oh, I do wish they'd notice us, though. Last time I was so comprehensively ignored was in the Ambassador in Edinburgh. But that was 2 women. I was out for dinner with Dr Ibbotson, and the waiters assumed we were hanging on for our lords and masters.
Are you still working in that clinic? Where was it? Cowgate? You'll have notched up your 20 births, I suppose. That was a pretty smart move.
I enjoyed it. I still see her now and again, but no, I finished my stint there.
So, you're twiddling your thumbs now, waiting for the results. I'll tell you the truth. I wouldn't have got through that oral, even with everybody's help, if it hadn't been for the Old Pals Act.
Oh, I'm sure that's not true, Fraser.
No, honestly. I mean, having your old man a famous pathologist won't exactly harm your career either.
Oh, yes, with one important difference. I'm a woman.
Does he discuss his work with you? All my old man ever talks about is his golf handicap. Oh, and the money I'm costing him.
Actually, my father's left me with one of his cases while he's on holiday this week.
Really? Not in the High Court. Is he not involved in the Patullo case? I'm sure I read something in the Scotsman.
He is, but he hasn't said much about it. He's asked me to look into a possible compensation case. A railway worker in Stirling.
My God, does he still do that kind of work?
He was asked. The man's widow came to the door.
Well, you should keep an Alsatian loose in the garden. That's what my old man does.
Anyway, I'm going to talk to somebody at Stirling Central tomorrow, see what I can find out.
What was it? An accident?
No, it's a bit more complicated. Oh, at last, here's our waitress.
Sorry to keep you, sir. You ready to order now?
Yes, actually, we're running out of time. Barbara, should we just have something quick? You know, an omelette or a salad or something?
Oh, yes, that would be lovely. Mr. Morrison? Mr. Morrison? Hello, is anybody in there? Oh!
Yeah.
He's a hornet. Step in the way. Where is it you want? You shouldn't be out here in the tracks, or get yourself killed, lassie. All right, come in out of the rain, for God's sake.
Mr. Morrison, I'm sorry to disturb you, but Mrs. Henry said you'd be able to tell me about her husband.
With John Henry, Big John's wife, or widow, I should say. All right, come in, sit down. No, wait a minute. Don't sit down there. Here, this newspaper don't say you're a good place. You're off for the railway, are you? LMS. You don't look like railway.
No, Mr. Morrison. Mrs. Henry came to see my father about her husband's death.
Oh, aye. Terrible business. Hey, what's your name, Hen? Hey, would you like a cup of tea? I'm just brewing one up for myself. If you didn't mind, I can.
Yes, please, that would be nice.
You're wringing wet. You better take off your coat. There's one thing about this place. You get a good heat, and there's no shortage of coal, of course.
It doesn't keep the rain out, though.
Oh, aye. You'd think they could put a wee bit of tar paper or something over the roof. Still, you get used to it. You'll want your tea weak, I suppose. That's piss, Big John would have called it. I'm sorry I've no any milk, but there's sugar. You get some of that wee cupboard there.
Thanks, I'll just take it like this. If that's what you call weak, I think I will have some sugar.
I'll poke up the fire a bit and put on some more coal. Hey, that's Big John's old tea can you got there, by the way. Is that sugar all right? John was the one with the sweet tooth. I never take it myself.
It's a wee bit damp. Anyway, this is fine. And Mr. Morrison, what can you tell me about Mr. Henry's health just before he died? What was he like?
Pardon me. You can call me Davy if you don't mind. Wee Davy, that's me. I'm sure that's what they tell you in the station. And what's your name, Hen?
It's Barbara Wallace.
Oh.
My father's a doctor, he's quite well known, and that's why Mrs. Henry came to see him, to try and get him to help.
Oh, aye. So he sent his boy, so to speak.
No, it's not like that. He's on holiday this week, but he'll look into it when he gets back, and he will, you can be sure of that. And I'm a medical student, if that's any use.
What? A woman? Honestly, what's the world coming to? I'm only kidding. Listen, you were asking about Big John's health. He was absolutely fine when he was firing boilers, and that's no light duties, I can tell you. He was just getting a bit stiff. Couldn't keep up the pace, I suppose, so they took him off the trains and put him in track maintenance. And after that, he just fell to bits, as they say. I'd hear him going outside to be sick 2-3 times a shift some days. When he was on the trains, he'd have about 6 slices of bread for his piece, corned beef or gammon. His wife I made sure he'd plenty to eat. Dear, pardon me again.
Did Mr. Henry drink much?
No, aye. That's what the doctor said. I can. That's what the railway people would like to believe. Well, I'll tell you, miss. The most I ever saw him drink would be a couple of pints and nae spirits. But my God, he's shoveling coal into that boiler. Sometimes 8 hours at a stretch, he gets dehydrated. Oh, he'd take a drink, aye, sure. But I never yin saw him drunk, and that's the truth. If you didn't know him, mind, you get sort of bleary-eyed latterly, a sort of jaundice look. His skin started to break out, kind of like eczema or impetigo or something. He was going baldy. Yeah, I can't talk. Still more hair than me. As I say, whatever it wasn't the booze, no Big John. He drank gallons of tea, of course. The can was never off the stove. But he'd no appetite. Thin as a rake. No pick on him. It was hellish to see a man remember that. He was a big strapping fellow in his fireman days. I was his driver for years. That's how I got called Wee Davy. I'm not that way, as you can see, but compared to him...
You said he started to go downhill after they transferred him to maintenance. What exactly does that involve?
Well, it's about a come-down, like, if you've been on the trains, especially main line, passenger express and all that. Well, you can see what kind of steam we're held in just looking around you. For the most part, it's light enough work. Wheel tapping, checking the signals, sweeping the leaves off the track in the autumn, weeding in the summer and keeping down the rats. Well, that's a year-round job. Whatever they tell you do it, because it's work, you can. They haven't replaced Big John, by the way, so I'm doing his job as well, but you daren't complain, no at my age. Oh, pardon. It's my stomach requesting its dinner. Hey, if you're hungry, you can have a bit of my piece. Take it out the poke yourself, hey, my horns are near
No,
that
no,
clean.
thanks.
But you sure?
No, I'm not long after my breakfast.
Oh, well. No. Anyway, as I'm saying, you just couldn't your blessings. I'm not keeping that great myself, but I wouldn't give them the excuse to retire me. God almighty, would you look at that rain? Your coat's getting soaked here and it's running off that cupboard. Here, you put it on the back of this chair next to the stove.
Davy, you said something about keeping the rats down.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Mrs. Hendry thinks her husband was poisoned. Is it possible he could have swallowed rat poison somehow?
No, I wouldn't think so. But that was my job anyway, so if anybody was going to get poisoned, it'd be me. Poisoned? I'm not feeling great, as they say. Hey, that's the stuff under the bench there, Rodine. What's that treating the wee swines?
Do you mind if I have a look at it?
No, help yourself, so to speak. We get it in these £2 tins and just lay it out for them all the places they like.
Do you wear gloves?
Eh? Oh, aye, when I can find them. That's them there, by the way. Not that they're much use. They're track layers gloves. They're too big to get inside the tin.
Davy, I think you should take more care. Listen, you don't happen to have garlic on that, do you?
Eh? Garlic? I certainly don't. Cheese and tomato, that's all. How would you eat a bit if I had? You must have great funny taste.
No, I was just wondering. Davy, do me a favour, please, and don't put your bare hands into these tins. Look, I'll bring you a pair of rubber gloves, but don't handle this stuff at all, right? And you should really wash your hands before you eat.
And it's just a piece.
Look, all the same.
Aye, all right, I'll wear the gloves if you're kind enough to bring them. But you can't change the habits of a lifetime, eh?
Is this where you always keep your rodine?
Under the bench, oh, aye. Very effective, you know. A lot better than the old stuff. Can't remember the name of it. I never use it now anyway. It's in that wooden box on top of the cupboard. Watch, you'll get drowned. That's wet up there, I tell you. The whole place is swimming. They haven't been open for years, they tins. I suppose I should fling them out, but it's LMS property, you know. They're on the inventory till some pen pusher scores them out.
God, these are practically rusted through.
Aye, that's right. We never used them after we got the road in.
Davy, do you mind if I take the sugar away?
Aye, sure, I'll take it if you like, then. As I say, I never touch the stuff. Pardon me. I've got enough bad habits.
So, how was the weather?
Not very good, I'm afraid.
That's an understatement. It was dreadful. It didn't become the Lake District by accident, you know. I told your mother that before we went, but she was adamant. We went to Dove Cottage on Wednesday, and there was a small river running across the doorstep.
Oh, he's exaggerating. It didn't keep us in, anyway.
True. And I think the macerated skin will soon be back to normal.
Well, it's been no better here, if that's any consolation. Mrs. Hamilton won't be back till tomorrow, so I bought some lamb chops. I thought you'd be hungry. I'll put them in the pan now, if you like.
Oh, that was very thoughtful of you, Barbara.
Meanwhile, I'll make a cup of tea.
Oh, lovely.
So, you wouldn't have got much work done on the Patello case.
No, I'll need to get organised for that now.
I told him if I saw him reading anything but the Prelude, I'd put it on the fire.
The Prelude?
Don't even think of saying, what's that? Honestly, what's education coming to?
Well, I didn't know either, so you're in good company.
Is that what you call it?
Margaret, we're scientists. We're not expected to know about poetry. Anyway, you don't mind if I retire to my books? It really is important.
No, go on. Barbara, bring your tea in.
Yes. I've got something I want to show you anyway. Oh, biscuits, Dad. To your digestive.
Digestive, thank you.
Right. Now your father's out the way, tell me, I'm dying to know, how was your evening with Mr. Pritchard?
Well, the lobster turned out to have fins and came served on a bed of chips. Fred Astaire danced his way across the Sahara Desert with a camel for company. I now know what a fly half is, and it's got nothing to do with secret drinking. So, all things considered, it wasn't a complete disaster. Does that answer your question?
Fred Astaire? In the desert?
No, Ronald Coleman.
Him? Oh, I don't like that wee moustache. He looks like your grand's insurance man.
Mother!
And you took this from a cupboard inside the hut. My God, I hope you haven't put any of this in my tea.
That bad, is it?
You know, Spilsbury, the great Sir Bernard, can allegedly smell crime. The story goes that he was doing an exhumation somewhere, and as soon as the spade turned up the first lump of soil, he picked it up and smelt it. "Arsenic, gentlemen," he says. Gasps of astonishment all round. Reputation made instantly. It's not that hard to spot, in fact.
Well, I'm pretty sure I'll remember it.
How did it get into the sugar?
The whole hut leaks like a sieve, actually. It was pouring in the day I was there. And there's a metal box on top of the cupboard with tins of old rat poison in it. The box itself is rusted through, and the tins have gone the same way. So, when it rains, it's leaking through into the cupboard.
Yes. These crystals here, for instance, they are certainly not sugar. I think that's white arsenic, As2O3. It hasn't much of a taste, but 2 or 3 grains will see you off quite nicely, in the right circumstances.
But this Mr. Hendry, he could have been swallowing this over a period of months or years even.
People can build up an extraordinary tolerance to arsenic. In some parts of Europe, especially in mountain areas, the Austrian Tyrol, for instance, the peasants used to take it to improve their stamina. Apparently, some people could take as much as 6 grains at one time. What about this workmate of his?
Davy, no, he seemed all right. He doesn't take sugar, though, and they no longer use that particular kind of rat poison. That's why it's sitting up there, forgotten. And, of course, he's reluctant to throw the stuff away in case his employers take it out of his wages. He's pretty careless, in fact. I said I'd take him some decent rubber gloves to keep him from digging his bare hands into the rodine.
That's what they're using now. And he's healthy enough, you say?
I think so. He's complaining a wee bit, and his breath would knock you down, but there weren't any obvious symptoms.
His breath?
Smell of garlic. Might just be bad teeth, but I don't think he's got many of his own. Oh, he's a really nice old man. Offered me a share of his piece, even.
It wasn't glowing in the dark, by chance?
No, why?
Well, I think this Davy of yours might be suffering from phosphorus poisoning. Rodine has 2% phosphorus in it, and the garlic breath is a classic symptom. Garlic-scented eructations is how one of the textbooks describes it.
Eructations? Goodness, I thought it was just bad manners. No, seriously, Dad, I think you better have a look at that place.
I will, Barbara, I will. I'd want a blood test from this man. Oh, you didn't happen to notice any trace of phossy jaw, did you?
No, not so far.
Well, that's good. I'll also take samples out of this cupboard. You've removed the sugar bag. That's evidence, of course, but I'm sure there'll be more where that came from. Meanwhile...
Oh, I'm sorry, Dad. I know you're busy.
I'll do that before the weekend, but I've got to prepare for tomorrow.
The Patullo case is worrying you, isn't it?
Well, you try not to get emotionally involved, but it was such a bad business. He's lucky the people of Stirling didn't find him before the police. I think they'd have lynched him. But he's had nearly 2 years now, one psychiatrist after another. The heat's died down, for Patullo maybe, but it's no easier for that poor girl's family.
And he's fit to plead, so they've got the trial now to stir it all up again.
Nay, I've never been able to quite understand that. I mean, somebody who rapes and murders a child can't be considered sane by any reasonable standard, so the question of fitness to plead's entirely academic, it seems to me. Still, it's allowed Mr. William Patullo to cheat the waddy, as they say, for a very long time.
You're in no doubt?
No, not a shred. There's witness evidence. Other children that were attacked, for instance. He's facing an indecent assault charge as well. But it's the forensic. Blood all over his clothes and so on, that's most damning. Anyway, that's what we have to prove.
Sorry, Dad, I'll leave you in peace. I'll take those gloves into Mr. Morrison first thing, and I won't remove any more evidence, I promise.
Well, he's run out of escape hatches this time, thank God. I've heard all the arguments against hanging, but they don't cut any ice when you get people like Patullo, do they?
No, Mr. Curran, they don't.
No, I wouldn't admit to being a vengeful person. I mean, I think criminals should be rehabilitated if possible, rather than punished. But you can't cure a mad dog. Patullo should have been put out of his misery years ago.
Well, he's been in and out of institutions most of his adult life. And no sooner out than he's after wee girls again, hanging around outside school playgrounds, scaring them out of their wits.
You know they call him the Claw. You've seen his fingernails. Kids even in Fife talk about the Claw. He's well known in the Kirkcaldy area. They make up rhymes about him. It was only a matter of time before he'd go too far.
In a way, it's ironic. Psychiatrists let him out when they shouldn't have, then did their damnedest to keep him locked up when he ought to have been standing trial for murder.
It's crazy. They eventually declare him sane, turn him loose, and we have to rearrest him. You weren't in court yesterday, sir, were you? That farmer's evidence?
Oh, the carving story. No. That sounds like desperate measures.
I'm surprised Patullo would find anybody in the whole county willing to make a defence for him. I wonder where Donaldson found him.
Well, there's no reason why the farmer mightn't be telling the truth.
I suppose not. Although you do hear stories about child molesters. They're like a secret society, friends in high places and all that. But I can't imagine anybody wanting to associate with Patullo, even other perverts.
No, he wouldn't exactly merge into the crowd.
And of course the defence are trying to make something out of that as well. That he was so well known, the kids just imagined they'd seen him. They'd been scaring each other with bogeyman stories, so they invented him. Patullo wasn't even in Stirling, just his fictional self, the Claw, like something out of Sexton Blake.
Well, Mr. Curran, the blood on his clothes was no fiction. Donaldson's good at defending lost causes, but he won't easily get rid of that. Oh, I think that's me they're calling.
Dr. Wallace.
I just dropped in to give him these.
Rubber gloves. What's he want them for?
It's for handling the Rodine. I spoke to him about it yesterday. Oh, you don't know when he'll be back?
No, he's half sick. He'll maybe be back in on Monday, though. He's never half more than a couple of days. He's feared of losing his job, just like the rest is.
Is he off work regularly?
Aye, a couple of times a month, maybe. He's got a bad stomach, did he not tell you?
No.
God, it's his favourite topic of conversation. That and Rangers. Rangers daft days. You're no a relative or something, are you?
No. Anyway, I'll leave these gloves for him and tell him not to touch the Rodine without them. I think that's what might be causing his illness. And don't you handle it either, unless you're wearing gloves.
Me? Rat poison? I wouldn't touch it with a barge pole. It's no my job, I'm a signalman. A nice, clean, well brought up boy. But I suppose you'll be spoken for.
Yes, I'm afraid I am, but, well, thanks for the thought.
Well, nothing ventured. Right, then, I'll pass it on.
Dr. Wallace, you're aware, of course, of the lapse of time between the date the alleged offence was committed and the commencement of this trial.
I am, and of the reasons for the delay.
The reasons do not concern us here, Dr. Wallace. I am simply asking you to confirm the lapse of time between my client being charged with this offence and being brought into this courtroom to answer that charge. Almost 2 years, is it not? 21 months.
Yes, that is correct.
Dr. Wallace, you have been called by the Crown as an expert witness, chiefly in connection with certain stains, allegedly the victim's blood, found on my client's clothing and other articles in his possession. Would you remind the court what these were and the nature of the staining?
Yes. I examined 3 items of Mr. Patullo's clothing. A grey flannel work shirt, a pair of navy blue serge trousers, and a pair of canvas shoes, all heavily stained. Also an iron shoe last, small size, for use in repairing children's shoes, the 3-branched variety.
And blood was allegedly found on all these items?
Yes.
And the shoe last, this blood-stained iron shoe last, can you confirm that that was the murder weapon?
No, I can't. I can confirm that the child Rebecca Tom was struck on the head to her severe injury, causing death, with a heavy object, and that a shoe last, known to be used by Mr. Patullo in his profession, was stained with blood. but I cannot prove scientifically that it was the murder weapon.
And there speaks the eminent pathologist, expert in his field, respected for his judgment, not to be caught out in rash speculation, careful to discriminate members of the jury between what can be proved and what can merely be inferred. That is a fine distinction, is it not? One which a lesser man would scarcely detect, let alone elevate to the status of a principle. Dr. Wallace.
I'm sorry. I assumed the question was rhetorical. Yes, it may be a fine distinction, but it is an important one.
Thank you. Now, Dr. Wallace, to return to the question of the alleged bloodstains, can you say with certainty that the blood belonged to the victim?
No, I can't.
And why not?
Because the passage of time has made identification of the blood type impossible.
Yes. 21 months. A long time. Very long time. Tell me, Dr. Wallace, ideally for this kind of identification to have any prospect of success, how fresh ought the blood to be?
Not more than 48 hours old.
48 hours. Indeed. 48 hours. 21 months. Dr. Wallace, isn't it also a fact that blood typing, even under ideal conditions, is notoriously unreliable?
No, I wouldn't say that. Blood typing is routinely carried out in every hospital I know, as a preliminary to transfusions.
But it is not regarded as sufficiently reliable for forensic purposes, where a man's life might hang on it, quite literally.
Mr. Donaldson, the life of a man having a limb amputated might be said to hang on the same procedure just as delicately, but I have no wish to argue the point. As I have said, blood typing was out of the question in this case, and it does not feature in my report, which I assume you have read.
And which was produced, correct me if I'm wrong, approximately 3 weeks ago?
That is correct.
Rather late in the day, I would have said, given that you have had access to the materials, Mr. Patalo's clothing and so forth, since August of this year.
That's true. Certain test procedures were delayed, waiting for blood products to arrive from Germany.
Yeah, so I understand. Dr. Wallace, perhaps you could elaborate for us on this matter of these German blood products. Presumably this is something akin to what used to be termed the community of scholars. Scientists engaged in the great work, marching shoulder to shoulder, overcoming obstacles of geography, language, culture.
That is not how I would put it.
Really?
No, sir. Then again, I'm not making a speech.
True enough. And of course, the geographical obstacle was considerable. Hence the delay, as you yourself have explained, in conducting these essential procedures. Can you tell us a little more about these tests, Dr. Wallace, and why it was necessary to send out so far-reaching a cry for help, so to speak?
Certainly. There is nothing particularly unusual in this. It's standard practice. The stains on the defendant's clothing could easily enough be identified as blood, but in order to verify that they were human blood and not animal, it was necessary to carry out what is known as a precipitin test. Human anti-serum, suitable for this purpose, is difficult to obtain in this country at present, and the most reliable source, as far as I am aware, is the Kaiser Wilhelm Laboratory in Dresden.
The Kaiser Wilhelm. Yes. In Dresden. Where the China comes from. Or used to. Dr. Wallace, for the benefit of the court, perhaps you could describe for us the exact nature of this, precipitin test. It's obviously very important, else why would a man seek the aid of the Kaiser Wilhelm Laboratory in faraway Dresden?
It is important, yes. It's also a fairly straightforward procedure. If I might refer to the early experiments. Some 5 or 6 years ago, it was discovered that if a rabbit, say, were to be injected with blood serum taken from a different mammalian species, the rabbit's own blood would react to produce a defensive antiserum. The antiserum thus obtained, when mixed with serum taken from the other animal, forms a precipitate, hence the precipitin test. Normal untreated rabbit serum, incidentally, does not react in this way.
I see. And could you describe this precipitate to us?
Yes. In fact, it can be seen by the naked eye. The clear liquid becomes hazy, and after about 20 minutes it produces a granular deposit. The procedure is not difficult, but the antiserum must be prepared to the highest standards, free from possible contamination. It is not, in fact, a test for blood as such, but for specific protein. At any rate, the same results, in every particular, apply to human blood. The only blood which will produce a positive reaction mixed with human antiserum is human blood. No other animal. The test is quite specific.
And reliable?
Yes.
100%?
To this date, there have been no exceptions.
No recorded exceptions? Not in this country, not in Germany. Do you happen to know, Dr. Wallace, how many such tests have been carried out?
I do not. The test procedure is relatively recent.
Yes. Yes, that's why we have to send to Germany for the makings, as they say. And Dr. Wallace, I shall return to the question of blood typing, which, as you have reminded us, does not figure in your forensic report. Incidentally, I do apologize to the court and the members of the jury in what is a tragic and a stressful case for persisting with this line of inquiry, following this trail of blood. But my client's life literally depends on it. And it is of vital importance that we establish just how credible the forensic evidence against him is. Dr. Wallace, as you yourself have conceded, blood typing is not generally accepted as evidence, and even if it was so, it would be out of the question in this case, due to the advanced age, 21 months of the sample. That is so.
Yes.
Dr. Wallace, I put it to you that same advanced age, the antiquity of these alleged bloodstains on Mr. Patullo's clothing, also invalidates this so-called precipitin test, which you have admitted to be a recent innovation, relatively untried. In a word, sir, can you be certain beyond any reasonable doubt that the blood on Mr. Patullo's shoes was acquired during the commission of this terrible crime, and not in the course of assisting at a carving, as Mr. Patullo himself claims, and as 2 witnesses have already testified?
Mr. Donaldson, at no time have I said that the bloodstains on the various productions I have examined were connected with any crime. That is for other people to determine. I have been asked to state whether that blood was bovine or human. That is all. And I can say with confidence that it is human.
Even at 21 months removed from the day it was spilt?
Yes.
Dr. Wallace, you have an occasion lecture to students on your particular field of expertise at the University of Edinburgh.
I have, yes.
How recently?
Last year, I gave a series of 6 lectures in the Martinmas term.
And it is your custom, I believe, to recommend certain books to students, the standard authoritative texts in your field.
I think that is a commonplace practice, yes.
Dr. Wallace, I have here, in fact, a copy of a reading list which you issued to your Edinburgh students last year. Would you confirm that this is so?
Yes.
You recognize it?
I do.
And would you confirm that the first book named on that list, described as essential reading, is a textbook titled Medical Jurisprudence and Toxicology, written by Professor John Glaister? This book. Professor Glaister is described here as Regius Professor of Forensic Medicine at Glasgow University. Would you regard him as an authority in your field? I presume you would, since you place his work at the top of your recommended list. Is that correct?
Yes.
Published about 5 years ago, I observe. Isn't that a little out of date to recommend to students?
I would say not. That is the 4th edition you are holding, and Professor Glaister's work is still the standard authority, internationally recognized.
Yes, Professor Glaister is well known in this court, of course. Dr. Wallace, I shall not detain you much longer. Your testimony has been most instructive. Although I confess I find the darker mysteries of your science, cloudy precipitates and rabbits and blood brothers in Dresden, just a little difficult to follow. Still, that is why our judicial system admits expert witnesses, is it not? At any rate, before you step down, perhaps you would read out to the court this passage from Professor Glaister's book. I have underlined it there at the bottom of the page. Just a sentence.
Regrettably, though our science has made great strides in the past 2 decades, it is still not possible to determine with any degree of accuracy either the age or indeed the source, human or animal, of a given bloodstain.
Thank you, Dr. Wallace.
Damn! He made me look a fool, Mr. Curran, and because of that, Patullo might get away with it.
He surely won't fall for that, sir. The jury can see what he's doing.
No. I'm blinding them with science. That's the message he's putting across to them. And then I can't even vouch for the reliability of my own methods. Glaister uses the precipitant test himself with absolute confidence. His book's simply out of date, overcautious. And I walked right into Donaldson's trap. I also got angry with him, and the jury could see that. I'm made to look like a stuffed shirt, a pompous academic, claiming omniscience 1 minute and being forced to climb down the next. Damn the man. Mr. Curran, I think I'll leave now. I'd rather not hear his summing up or the jury's verdict.
I'm sure you're wrong, sir. Patullo's guilty. They'd need to be blind not to see that. I'll phone you this evening if you like. Let you know what happens.
Well, if you would, thanks. Anyway, I think I'll look into Stirling Central on the way home, see if I can do a bit of good for a change.
Sir?
There's a railwayman been spooning arsenic into his tea. Barbara's been working on it for me. Doing a fine job, I think.
She's a talented girl.
You'll need to come to dinner sometime, Alan. I know she enjoys talking to you.
Well, she's always so busy.
Aye, but her exams are over now. She's got more free time. Anyway, I'll make my way back to Stirling. That railwayman's dead, incidentally, but his widow's still with us. Maybe I can rescue her day, if not ours.
I wish I could say it's not like him, because unfortunately it is. But I thought he'd be coming straight home from Edinburgh. The court'll have adjourned, surely. He was expecting to be called just after lunch. He went through with that detective, you know, the nice young chap.
Mother, you're not pretending you've forgotten his name. Alan Curran, yes.
Have you heard from that student recently, the Foreign Legion boy?
Beau geste? No. And if my French hasn't completely vanished, I think that means something like a fine gesture, but in the long run, futile.
Dear me, we are a nippy sweetie tonight.
Suppose I'm just tensed up, waiting for the results.
I'm sure you don't need to worry.
Well, maybe not, but at this stage, all you can think of is the mistakes you've made. I keep having nightmare visions of a pathology exam script covered in red marks. Oh, that'll be Dad now.
I wonder if he's had anything to eat. David, where have you been? The court surely adjourned hours ago.
I'm sorry, it didn't go too well, I'm afraid. DC Curran hasn't phoned, has he? He said he'd let me know how the verdict went.
No, he's not. And we've been in all evening.
Sounds like a bad omen. I think he'll be too depressed to phone.
Was it that bad? Patullo won't get off, will he?
Well, he might. It'll largely be my fault if it does. Anyway, that's not really what kept me. I've been to that leaky bothy of yours, Barbara, at Stirling Central.
Yes, Dad, I've been waiting to tell you. Mr. Henry's workmate, wee Davy, he's off sick this week. I wouldn't be surprised if it's poisoning as well.
Aye, it's like Lucretia Borgia's pantry, that place. Actually, your Mr. Morrison was back at work. Not looking too good, I must say. And I've taken some blood from him to run some tests. I also did a spot of furniture removing.
Furniture?
That bothy cupboard. It's stiff with arsenic. It looks like white mould on the shelves, but it's crystals of pure arsenious acid. And rather than take a sample, I thought I'd just deliver the whole cupboard to Glaister's lab up at the university.
Professor Glaister? Is he going to analyse it?
I think so. It'll strengthen our hand with the LMS, lend weight to the argument.
So to speak.
Exactly. And to be honest, after today, I think Glaister owes me a favour.
Barbara, would you answer the phone, please? Your father's in the bathroom.
It'll probably be for him.
Oh, I hope he's not being called out. It might be Mr. Curran about that case.
Hello, Dr. Wallace is home. What? Who? Do you know what time it is? Eh? Fraser, is this some sort of a joke? I can't hear you. You'll have to speak up. Oh, this is a joke, isn't it? Look, I can't say. It's too late. No. Well, I'll think about it. Uh-huh. No. Look, I don't know what you're saying. What's all that racket? Yes, all right, fine. Cheerio, Fraser. Cheerio. Oh. Well.
Who on earth was that, Barbara?
Well, you'll never believe this. It was Fraser Pritchard.
At this time of night? Is he mad?
Well, I think he's drunk. He's asked me for another date.
Really?
Well, somebody must have dared him. He's obviously some rugby dude, judging from the singing in the background. I could hardly make out what he was saying.
And he's asked you out? Maybe he wants to make it up to you for missing Fred Astaire.
That'll be right. He wants me to watch him play some silly three-quarter thing for the FPs.
What?
Exactly.
Barbara, come in. I wanted you to see this.
Hello, Barbara.
Alan, hello. I didn't know you'd be here.
D.C. Curran's the bearer of bad tidings, I'm afraid. The Patello verdict's just come in.
Oh, he didn't get off, did he?
Well, he's been convicted on the other charge, indecent assault. He's got 4 years for that, but he's got away with it. Yes.
Oh, Dad.
That was all those fitness to plead delays, and my own preparation. It just wasn't as thorough as it ought to have been. I should have seen Donaldson coming a mile off with that precipitant argument.
Dr. Wallace, you can't blame yourself. You know what juries are like. Sometimes they just won't see reason.
Well, I'll chalk it up to experience, I suppose. But that's no consolation to Becky Tom's family. Yes. Anyway, Barbara, I wanted you to watch this. It's not something you'll see every day. Glaister's lab have come up with the goods on the cupboard, by the way. His assistant phoned this morning.
Oh?
There's enough arsenic soaked into that wood to put down a regiment of horse. I'll speak to Mrs. Hendry later, set the process of exhuming her husband's body in motion. One thing about arsenic, it doesn't go away. Now, Barbara, observe. Mr. Curran, would you put out the light, please?
Righto.
Gosh, what on earth is that?
Eerie, isn't it? That, my dear, is your wee Davy's life's blood. His gastric contents would probably light up the room. But phosphorus can be detected up to 1 part per 100,000 like this. It's a simple enough procedure. Mix with sulfuric acid, warm it up, and pass it down the condenser.
That's unbelievable.
There's no doubt about it. Mr. Morrison is suffering from chronic phosphorus poisoning. Mr. Hendry died from arsenic poisoning. Casualties, you might say, of the war against the humble rat. Well, their employer has a case to answer. Maybe they should have invested in a few cats, eh?
It's all right, Mum. I'll get it. Oh,
Miss Wallace?
yes. Are these for me?
That's right. If you'd just like to sign, just here, at the bottom.
Oh, these are lovely. Oh, carnations, my favourite. Is there a card?
There's a wee envelope.
Oh, right, thanks. Oh, thanks very much. Oh, wait a minute.
Thank you very much.
Oh,
Barbara, those are lovely. Who are they from?
I know, they're beautiful, aren't they?
Are they from that boy? What's his name?
Fraser? Oh, no. No, they're not.
What's the other one's name? Oh, I can't remember. Are they from Mr. Curran, the detective? He's a nice young man. Barbara, what's the matter? Why are you crying? Barbara?
They're from Mrs. Henry. To say thanks.
As your father says, some you do win.